So leaders need to put their country first. They need to put the safety of American people and respect for the rule of law above themselves, like President Biden does every day.
Politically, having over 500 people in our community would completely wipe out any interest we have. Are you aware that there are immigrant advocates at state houses all over this country who are advocating for non-citizen voting in local elections? What if that happened here? That would change the mindset of what we as a black community need to thrive here in Chicago. That's a concern of ours. This is much bigger than the mayor of Chicago or Chicago Police Department. This is an effort to destroy our neighborhoods and silence our voices even further.
What's going on, everyone? It's Talks with Kenny here today, and we'll be analyzing what the hell's going on with the whole. This is a border crisis at this point. And I kind of want to highlight that it seems like people are starting to wake up. I guess the masses are finally starting to catch on to this game that the Democrats been playing for years, for decades. Right? And if you guys saw one of my Inconvenient Truth videos, I was talking about how open borders and the great replacement theory that gets mislabeled as a white supremacy talking point. It's not. It's more of a nationalist talking point. Hey, if you're an American in this nation, illegal immigration hurts you. Legal immigration doesn't hurt us because it's controlled migration. Controlled migration is fine, right? Controlled migration, as an example, is you vet and know who's going to come in your house, and that person comes through the front door. Illegal immigration is someone coming from the back door, unannounced, and you don't know who the hell they are. That's a recipe for disaster, because you don't know if you have a certain bad person that comes in your house and you end up being on a crime scene dead. Someone trying to investigate who murdered you, right? And that's the explicit danger with illegal immigration. Undocumented people, undocumented immigrants, and also, and this is something that it seemed like the Democrats have lost, you're rewarding people to break the law by doing all this gerrymandering. Right? And you saw the intro. Kieran Jean-Pierre was like, Biden puts his nation in front of himself. Right? And this is my problem with liberals, Democrats, many people on the left. They rather look good. They want to look good than actually be good. And I show you the two contrasting clips. That clip with the black man talking, he was from Chicago. And I always said this from the start. Illegal migration, mass migration, hurts minorities more than it hurts the white people. So if we're talking about great replacement theory, it's not a white supremacist talking point. It's an American talking point. It's put your interests of your people before the world talking point. Right? And this is something this is why I don't trust globalists. Because as a globalist, you're accountable to everybody, but you can't be accountable to everybody. So in reality, you're accountable to nobody. And let's look at this clip. This is from 2007, when Democrats used to make some sense, right? Because this is the Joe Biden that black people want to hear from right now. Let's take a look.
That this nation is such that people in the country should have the first opportunity to be able to have jobs that pay well and have jobs that are decent. And that after that, the second crack goes to what we may need from other parts of the world or any other input. We have to. And I had been arguing for, when I'm back in my days as chairman of the Judiciary Committee and straight through as the leader of the Foreign Relations Committee, I've been arguing for the need to put more protection at our borders. Meaning that you have more border guards. This president, refusing to add the number of border guards, now said he has to send the National Guard down. He vetoed. He was against adding the number of border guards. I only can suggest the reason he was is because he needed that money for his tax cuts that were unnecessary.
You know that saying they say, you live long enough to become the villain? You can literally play that clip and say, hey, Biden, you're being criticized by your 2007 self. So I ask you a question. Why has Joe Biden went from, hey, controlled migration, hey, we need to put the interests of our people first, to now he wants to mass import these people, illegal immigrants across the world, across the United States. Why is that? Well, let's look at it from a political party perspective. It's in their interest to have illegal immigrants, and I'll show you why. Here's a clip I'm gonna watch with you guys. That watch New York Mayor Eric Adams on housing illegal aliens. It is my vision to take this step to go on faith-based locals, churches, and then move to private residents. There are residents who are suffering right now because of economic challenges. They have spare rooms, right? They expect the illegals to move in with you guys. Let's listen in. Let's listen into this.
It is my vision to take the next step to this, to go to the faith-based locales, and then move to private residents. There are residents who are suffering right now because of economic challenges. They have spare rooms. They have
No, it's the village, guys. The village. Sacrifice your interests for ours. And this is the clip I got the video from. Incentives matter. They are importing voters. They are. That's the only way you can explain the switch. Look how Joe Biden was talking in 2007. This is why my dad voted for him. My dad didn't want to vote for Bush. Not Bush. Who was it? I forgot who ran against them in 2007. But it's so ridiculous. How did a political party go from, hey, control migration? Democrats used to be very anti-migration because they saw illegal immigration as a way for corporations to go around the unions, right? Democrats need to go back to this labor union Democrat stuff. Like that's a populist message. Regardless if I disagree with the approach, it's a populist message. And that's not what they're preaching right now. Establishment means you're only doing things in the best interest of a political class. Here's another tweet from Wall Street Apes. Thankfully, Elon Musk is bringing a lot of attention to the illegals being imported to vote today. Don't forget, multiple states have already voted to allow non-citizens to vote on many states and currently in the process of passing legislation to allow them to vote. I talked about this in my open border inconvenient truths. I'll probably have it linked somewhere up here.
Non-citizens have not been eligible to vote in New York or, as far as I know, in any other state since the 19th century.
That's not true. The New York City Council voted in December to allow this. It begins January 9, 2023. Cities in Vermont and Maryland already allow this, and similar measures are under consideration in Illinois, Maine, and Massachusetts right now.
If the gentleman will yield?
Yes.
I believe those are considerations of allowing votes in municipal elections only.
Right, but thank you. That's the point. Everybody wants to know at home, why would they allow this? Guys, they're allowing it because they're going to turn them into voters. They already are doing this in New York City, largest city in America, and this is the plan of our friends on this side to turn all the illegals into voters. That's it, folks. That's what's going on. That's the game.
With that, it's been talked about, it's been telegraphed for years by a lot of prominent conservative people like Tucker Carlson, and he get called a conspiracy theorist because great replacement theory is wrong, is racist, it's white supremacy talking points, but it's not. It's the right of a nation to consider the interests of its people first before others, just as a man considers the interests of his family first before others. This is practical, logical, and rational. And so anyone who try to gaslight you is merely using this as a way to cudgel you or coerce you to go along with something that does not make sense for yourself, your community, your nation. And this is why I say I think there needs to be a national revival in this country. We need a national identity again. We need to embrace it again instead of letting these people. And this is part of a long-term game that it seemed like the Democrats were playing, or maybe by accident they were playing this. But they've been teaching in our education system to demonize our country, not to be proud of our country. So that way we don't have the motivation, the inspiration to defend and stand against them when they do things that's counter to our country. Illegal immigration is not helpful for anybody. The world, ourselves, right? Because we only migrate, millions, 10 million people maybe. And that doesn't do a dent into world poverty. A lot of these liberals like to pretend, oh no, we need to immigrate these people. These economic people are suffering. We can take them in and what? Give them free stuff on our expense? For these illegal immigrants, America looked like a socialist country. I honestly believe that. America looked like a socialist country. They're like, oh, we just show up and we get all these cash and prizes that we don't have to pay for. Oh my God, this is better than Venezuela. They get free healthcare, and who's paying for it? We are. We're like slaves in this arrangement. We work so they can get free healthcare, do all this stuff at our expense. This is why I said the government needs consequences, right? Mayorkas admit over 85% of migrants being released into the U.S. report. Wow. Parents sound off on New York's decision to move thousands of illegal immigrants to high school gyms. Imagine that, people. Like, imagine New York. You're one of the highest. You're the people who you're one of the citizens that pay the most tax out of only California, I think, can compete with y'all. But y'all pay a lot of taxes just to have your kids get relegated to your house. Hey, get to the house, slave. Go learn from home, slave. The first class citizens need this place to live, need these places to rest. And eventually, when they can't kick out enough kids out of schools to house these migrants, they're gonna come to your house and tell you, hey, look, you need to take in some of these people. What? But you get what you voted for. I can't be mad. Liberals, you voted for this. Right? A lot of progressives don't believe in private property. So they say, hey, look, this is community property. We can put migrants into your house. There's no such thing as a private residence to a progressive. And that's what happens. People are always talking about, we need to become more communal. Okay, here's the consequences of becoming more communal. No one respects your boundaries. And they're just going to keep pushing and pushing. A country without borders is not a country. Agreed. Look at this. New York moves thousands of illegal migrants to high school gym due to high winds, forcing students to switch to remote learning. This is not normal. Thousands of Chinese nationals cross border illegally in matter of months. Young Turks lash out because Fetterman is getting better now, and he's actually turning into a Republican. Oh my God. And then here's Speaker Mike Johnson. Biden administration intentionally caused historically illegal immigration crisis. House Speaker Mike Johnson said during an interview over the weekend that President Joe Biden intentionally created the illegal immigration crisis on the U.S. southern border. If he didn't, he would have done something to fix it. This was 4 days ago, guys, from the time of recording this video. We have a humanitarian catastrophe here. Catastrophic here. I can't say that word here. Catastrophe, sorry. And of course, huge national security concerns, Johnson said. What we saw in some ways is difficult to describe. Just the magnitude of the chaos here, of the number of lives that are already adversely affected, the minor children that are being trafficked into the country, fentanyl overdose, poisoning that has been a scourge on our country. The amount of resources used to house these people when it would have been cheaper to just send them back. You know the saying they say, if you don't love yourself, who will? If you're not on your own team first, who like, if you don't believe in yourself, how you expect other people to believe in you? If you don't look out for yourself, how you expect other people to look out for yourself? America is being treated like an economic zone and not like a country. And these migrants are feeling entitled to America. They feel like they have a right. Look, asylum seekers don't have a right to a country. That's reality. That's like someone saying, I have a right to be sheltered at your house. You know, that's a no. Because at the end of the day, it's not a right is something you can do without someone else's consent. A privilege is something you need someone's consent to do or have. And last time I checked, you need people's consent to come into their house. You need people's consent to come into their nation. And that's true. That's what the government is supposed to represent, but it's not. And they wonder why populism is growing in both parties. One are more successful than the others. But, I digress. Let me know your thoughts about the illegal immigration crisis. Do you think a lot of Americans are waking up? Are you still pessimistic, optimistic about more people acknowledging the problem that the border holds? And maybe it also explains why Michelle Obama and all these Democratic strategists are scared right now. And they're trying to advise Biden to just attack Trump. Focus on attacking Trump. Don't run on a record. Imagine that, America. Democrats know they can't run on their record, so they just say, hey, let's just bring down the other guy. Let's just smear the other guy. Let's just call names to the other guy. Let's just bring attention to the other guy. But you're president for 4 years. You can't speak on anything you've done that's been successfully beneficial to the American people. No, Let's just play narrative games. Let's spin it. Let's spin like a blade. But then they'll project that and say that's what right-wing talking points. Oh, that's what conservatives like you do, Kenny. You just spin stuff. How I'm spinning anything. You got black people who are 90% who vote Democrat 90% of the time, are complaining about the border crisis and illegal immigrants voting. And all I'm saying is, hey, black people, the time of the labor union Democrats are dead. They progressed past you now. Now you might as well vote with Republicans. At least then your interests will be protected. Now you won't get special treatment over here, but hey, we're one nation. We're not these collective groups that need bribery and pandering to. And I think that's one thing that I think if the black vote is going to change, black people need to get over people pandering to them and start acknowledging, hey, these policies are good for us. These policies are not good for us, right? And start thinking as part of a collective, as part of a general American population. But I digress, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.